Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Today I want to talk about the ARC clicker from Win & Win. Now the ARC clicker is a carbon clicker and it's curved at the front here. It's a clicker I choose to shoot. Now the first question is going to be, why do you choose this? Because I thought it makes more noise. When I'm shooting and it goes click, I want to shoot. Now what I found when I was shooting indoor, it's quite noisy. So it's quite noisy and I had trouble hearing some of the metal clickers. So this is a pure carbon clicker. It's a solid piece of carbon basically, downwards. Now, I'm going to talk about a customer. A customer had one of these break and it broke right on the tip there. So it basically snapped off. Now he said, well, that's a warranty. So Stephen, you know, I want a new clicker. Now I said, look, I don't think this is a warranty because this is a piece of carbon and you can't break this, right? It's a solid piece of carbon, you can't break it. You can see here, now he'd shot it, it obviously didn't break on this first shot. Now with a piece of carbon, look, it's a piece of carbon, you can't break it, right? Now you can break carbon. You can break carbon. You can break it by like twisting it and doing stuff like that. Now the most common way you're going to break this clicker is shooting through the clicker. So I said to him, look, this clicker would have been broken through shooting through it. So you would have shot the shot and shot through the clicker. The arrow coming through here would have then hit this at an angle. So it would be pushing out there and it would be hitting an angle and caused it to rip off basically. So the arrow bending around would cause it to rip off and cause the carbon, because the carbon's getting twisted then to rip. So causing the rip action. And I said, that's how it would have broken. I said, I don't think Win & Win will do the warranty. And he goes, well, you gave away a bow. The bow behind me, an RPM, which is $750. Now, I wasn't impressed about the RPM, and I'm certainly not impressed about the clicker. And you can say, well, it's a warranty or not. Now, Win & Win don't offer warranty on carbon clickers. Warranty is for manufacturer's defects. So if there was a defect in an item, so let's say your riser had a crack in it, had one with a crack in it, it's for manufacturer's defects, right? So it's not if you throw your bow into the ground and it breaks, not covered. It's not if you leave your bow in a shipping container and it gets too hot or it gets water in it, it's not covered. It doesn't cover you stripping bolts. That's not covered. Now, he said, I've been an archer for 10 years and I've never shot through my clicker. And I said, in my shop, we're all recurve archers and we all shoot through our clickers numerous times. And yes, look, I have shot through my clicker on this particular bow. Look, I'm shooting with one of my staff is former Australian Archer of the Year at the Cloud Championships. Just done a couple of weeks ago, shot through his clicker twice in the event. Now, you run the risk if you shoot a carbon clicker of it breaking if you shoot through. The plus side of it is that it's noisier. It's noisier, I find it nice to load, and it's a very crisp sound. Now, it's expensive, it's about $45. The metal clicker is going to be $15, and you've got wire ones that you're not going to break. They might bend if you shoot. So if you shoot the little wire one that comes straight down, it may bend when you shoot through the clicker. But they're pretty robust. So you've got to say, at what level of archer are you at? Are you going to shoot through the clicker? Are you not going to shoot through the clicker? Am I prepared to buy a new clicker if I shoot through the clicker and it goes and it snaps? Now, he probably thought that he didn't shoot through the clicker. He probably thought, well, I made a good shot and look, my clicker's just broken. I'm telling you shot through the clicker. Now is it possible to break this clicker in any other way down here? I don't think so. Look, I've seen before where arrows actually strike this part of the bow. So if your arrow's out of tune and the arrow was to strike there, but I think that's very, very unlikely because there's not going to be enough force on it to hit it. Maybe if the back of the arrow was striking it on the way through. Now, if this is occurring, you have to look on your riser for marks. Now, I look on my bow for marks. This is my bow here that I shoot literally all the time. I look on my vanes to see if there's strikes. If there's strikes, that means you've got a tuning issue. But it is, I'm going to say, impossible. How many of these ARC clickers have I sold? How many carbon clickers have I sold? Hundreds. Now he'd be going, well, I've brought lots of archery gear off you, Stephen, you know, like, I'm not going to buy archery gear off you in the future if you don't do this for a warranty. Now my problem is of doing warranties where they're not warranties. I create a thing where people are like, you know, well, I can claim this. My mate claimed it when he shot through, and suddenly you don't make any money from an archery shot. The margins in an archery shop are so minimal, and I'm talking less than 1%. Well, less. They are so low, I haven't drawn a wage in archery, having an archery shop, literally forever. So basically I work for free. So the margins in the archery business are very slim. And I started the YouTube channel because everyone was dry firing their bows and going, look, Stephen, my bow's blowing up. So I was like, I want to do a video to show people don't dry fire your bow. Don't pull it back and let go of it with your fingers. In fact, don't draw the bow back with your fingers, because otherwise this is what it's going to look like. Anyway, the ARC clicker I really like. It's my favorite clicker, and in fact it's one of my better selling clickers in the shop, even though it's most expensive. However, if you shoot through this clicker, don't come to me and say I broke the clicker. It's a piece of carbon. It's a piece of carbon. It's that simple. It's a strip of carbon. The only way you can break it is through it twisting somehow. It's a strip of carbon. Carbon just doesn't magically break while it's sitting there. I've had many customers who say my bow just exploded when it was sitting in my bow case. Many customers have said that to me. Now, if you think about my archery shop, I have 1,000 bows, 2,000 bows in my archery shop. If bows just exploded while I sit in a cardboard box, my shop would be like it would be dangerous to walk into my shop because bows would be blowing up all the time. And I'm going to say, 40 years of selling, I have never had a compound bow blow up in a box, ever, in 40 years. Thousands and thousands of bows. Anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching.